welcome to another Cyrusher video. Today we're going to be going over how to fix a flat on an e-bike. Let's get into it. This process is going to be pretty much the same on most of your e-bikes out there. The tools we're going to be using today, we got our 19mm wrench, got our dikes here, our tire levers, pair of pliers, some extra zip ties, our tire patch kit, our pump, and our air pressure gauge. First, we're going to start by flipping over the bike. I find it easier to work on the tire this way, or you can put it up on a bike stand. Either way. Okay, first we're going to grab our wrench and we're going to loosen up these axle bolts here. You don't have to take them off all the way, but just getting them loosened up quite a bit. And same on the other side. Sometimes your e-bike might have these torque arms here. You just have to take those off to be able to take the tire off. Okay, now we'll cut these zip ties that hold the motor cable onto the frame. Then we can unplug our motor cable. Okay, now we can actually lift the tire out. You can kind of hold your chain or derailleur out of the way and just lift it up. Sometimes it might get a little stuck because your axle may have turned a little bit in the frame. If that happens, you can grab some pliers and twist it and it should lift out. Okay, now we can lift the tire out, take the chain off. Okay, now that we got the tire off, you can set it on a table or something just to make your life easier. Just don't want to be careful of the brake rotor. Don't want that to get bent or damaged. Okay, we're going to take off our valve cap real quick. You may have to let out some air first to be able to get your tire off. Now we can grab our tire lever and start prying the tire out. You can just slowly work your way around the tire. And just pry all the sides out. Okay, now that we got the tire pulled off the rim, you can push your valve through and pull your tube off. Now that we got the tube off, you're gonna actually wanna find your hole. So we can do that two different ways. You can put some air in the tire and kind of listen for the hole and mark them with like a Sharpie or something like that. Or you could fill up a bucket of water and put the tube in and see where air is coming out and mark the hole. If you did put the tube in some water, you just wanna make sure you dry it off real quick so that glue can stick. Okay, now we'll put the patch on. Tire patching kit we're using today comes with a little scraper, your rubber glue, and then a couple different sizes of patches. We'll throw the link down below of this one we're using. At first, you want to grab your scraper guy and just kind of rough up the tube. This just makes it so your patches will stick onto there better. Now that we got it scraped up, we'll grab our glue and our patch. You just want to make sure you separate the actual patch like so, and then we'll throw some glue on the hole. And now we'll stick the patch. Then you just want to kind of press and hold that down for about a minute or so, just to make sure it sticks. Now you can take the plastic off, and you can, if you'd like, you can throw some glue kind of around the outside just to make sure it's all sealed. You can grab your little scraper guy and just kind of compress from the inside out just to make sure it's stuck on there and secure. Now we're just going to throw just a little bit of air in there. Now we're just going to let it sit for about 10 minutes or so just to make sure our patch held. Now that we've waited a little while to see that the patch held, we're going to put the tube back in the tire. You might have to let out some air to make things easier. Now we're going to put the tube back into the tire. First, you just want to make sure your valve stem is lined up with the hole on your rim, and then we're going to feed it back into the tire. You just want to make sure you don't pinch the tube on the rim and cause any more flats. If you're having troubles putting your tube back in, you can try letting some more air out of your tube. But now we're gonna line the valve stem up and feed it through the hole in the rim. And then push it through all the way. Now we're gonna put the tire back on the rim. Just kind of work your way around. Then you're going to make sure your other side is seated in there also. If you're having some problems getting the tire back on, you can also grab your tire levers and just kind of go along the tire and make sure it's seated in there. Now we're going to put some air in our tire. The specific model we're working on today is a fat tire, so we're going to put about 15 psi in there. I recommend checking the outside of your tire to see what the manufacturer recommendation of your PSI is at. While you're blowing up your tire, I recommend checking around the outside of your tire just to make sure the inside of your tire is pressing against the inside of your rim here. Just want to make sure, check both sides and make sure it looks all good on the outside. So we got it all put back together. Gonna throw it back on the bike. Just pretty much just reversing the process we showed you earlier. You want to make sure your chain is on your bike properly, or that can cause some problems. So okay, now that we got the tire seated on there, most of your e-bikes are going to have these torque washers. Usually they'll go on the inside, but you just want to make sure those are in the right spot. And then we'll grab our torque arms and then our nut. And pretty much just put the bolt back through and tighten that up. Now we can tighten up our nut here. Okay, now we'll do the same thing to the other side. Put this bolt back through on this side. And tighten up this nut here. Now we'll plug our motor cable back in. Most of the time these will have arrows, so you just want to line those up and make sure it's in there all the way. And then we'll grab our zip ties and just secure the cable back to the frame. Oh, you gotta make sure you put the zip ties the right way. It's important. Then you can clip the end of these so they're not hanging off. Now we got it all put back together, so now you can flip the bike back over. Okay, again, we'll put the link down below of the patch kit we used today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.